Puffers are famous for their unique ability. When threatened, they inflate multiple times their original size. They look so amusing during this process that they have become the subject of comedic videos on the internet. However, puffers don't inflate for fun. Inflation is their defense strategy. Does it work? How did these extraordinary fish develop this strategy? Pufferfish hunt crabs, shrimp, clams, snails, and corals. Animals with puffers manage to handle these prey using 4 teeth located at the front of their mouths. They often search for their prey in the sand and mud, using a stream of water in the process. Similarly, they clean their prey from small shell fragments in their mouths using streams of water, which they expel from their throats as if coughing or shooting water. According to researchers, this ability allowed them to develop an enormous chamber that they inflate to massive sizes when threatened. Initially, it was just a small chamber in their throats, but since it served a defensive function when inflated, it evolved to enormous sizes, using not only the throat but also a special chamber in the stomach. Puffers are very slow fish. They have small fins, which makes them move slowly and clumsily. To defend themselves from numerous predators, they have developed other defensive strategies besides fleeing. Spines are one of these strategies. The spiky, thorny skin obviously discourages predators from attacking, increasing their chances of survival. When combined with inflation, which makes their body size even larger, their chances of survival increase further. Most predatory fish swallow their prey whole, so the size of the prey is crucial. Each additional centimeter in size reduces the number of potential predators that could eat such a fish. Therefore, it's advantageous to be large. However, being large requires more food, and not every animal can afford to be a whale. So what if you could only increase your size when threatened, while otherwise remaining a normal, small fish? Bingo! That's exactly the pufferfish strategy. When a threat appears, they rapidly increase their size. When the threat disappears, they return to their original size. How effective is this strategy? You can see it here with an example of an otter that stubbornly tried to eat a pufferfish for lunch. It looks like it's playing with a beach ball. The otter does have teeth and can crush its prey, but it doesn't have to swallow it whole. Nevertheless, the spiky texture of the prey, pricking its paws and snout, still discourages the otter. The predator abandons the pufferfish, preferring to search for easier prey. Puffers are a large family of fish, with over 200 species. Some are small, colorful, and commonly kept in aquariums. The largest ones can exceed 1 meter in length and, when taken out of the water, transform into large, spiky beach balls. These fish have very stretchy bodies. When threatened in water, they inflate their special chamber. When taken out of the water, they inflate it with air. They draw air or water into this specially adapted stomach chamber through their mouths and then close their esophagus with a special valve. Puffers have an oval cross-section, which facilitates their inflation. To inflate even more effectively, they lack ribs and have reduced some bones. But that's not all. Puffers have another secret weapon, a chemical weapon. Some species are highly toxic. The tetrodotoxin in their bodies causes muscle paralysis and then death by suffocation if the dose is large enough. Interestingly, puffers do not produce this toxin themselves, but acquire it from toxic prey. They not only develop immunity to the toxin, but also use it as their own. They accumulate toxins in their liver, intestines, and other body parts, making them toxic themselves. Thus, the benefit of immunity to the toxin is twofold. It expands the list of potential prey for puffers to include toxic species and also serves a defensive function, as predators avoid eating pufferfish due to the toxin. It is also interesting to note that some pufferfish, despite being toxic, are considered a Japanese delicacy. Well, humans will stop at nothing. This dish is prepared by specially trained chefs who know which parts of the fish are safe to eat and in what quantities. Humans have outsmarted nature here, cleverly bypassing the pufferfish's defense system. Interestingly, humans are not the first to do this. Nature did it first. Some animals also know how to remove toxic parts from their prey. For example, especially during winter, otters like to eat toads hibernating at the bottom of water bodies whose skin is toxic. Otters pull the toads from the water and then scrape them to remove the toxins. The trick is exactly the same as with Japanese chefs. Returning to puffers, although they are fish and live in water, in some ways they resemble mammals, specifically a particular order of mammals called rodents. The similarity is evident at first glance in their prominent teeth. The scientific Latin name for the pufferfish family is Tetraodon. Tetrodotoxin and the act of biting are crucial in both of these animal groups. They define their lifestyle and feeding habits. Puffers wear down their teeth by biting through shells, exoskeletons, and armor. When kept in captivity and fed soft food, they often suffer from overgrown teeth. The teeth grow so large in these fish that they eventually prevent them from feeding, necessitating trimming. The same thing happens with rodents kept in captivity, poorly fed, and without the opportunity to wear down their teeth. Therefore, in aquariums, it is recommended to feed puffers with food containing shells and armor. Most pufferfish are tropical. The greatest species diversity of puffers occurs around the equator, in warm waters. Whether salt water, fresh water, or brackish, can recognize their owners. One of the large pufferfish commonly found in aquariums is the Nile puffer. This freshwater species inhabits rivers and lakes in northern Africa, particularly the Nile. Like other puffers, it is very aggressive, so it is recommended to keep it alone. Feeding it is quite a spectacle. The powerful beak of the pufferfish cracks the shells and exoskeletons of its prey with a snap. It eats mollusks, but also readily consumes fish, earthworms, and frozen larvae. It can grow up to 30 centimeters, and even larger freshwater pufferfish, also living in Africa, is the giant pufferfish, which can reach up to 70 centimeters in length. However, the largest pufferfish in the world live in saltwater. The record holder is the Embu pufferfish, growing up to 120 centimeters in length. Interestingly, some species of marine pufferfish have an exceptional sense of aesthetics and create intricate patterns on the ocean floor. Similar behavior can be observed in some birds. The famous bowerbird builds beautiful, decorative bowers to attract and impress females. Artistic expression out of necessity. Male pufferfish create works with the same purpose. The female, enchanted by the intricately woven sand patterns, cannot resist the artist and decides to lay her eggs with him. Appreciation through art. Where have we seen this among humans? It is said that art often serves this purpose as well. However, there is another connection between us. Sometimes people also inflate themselves. Well, once again, nature was the first.